All right, so back to this. Let me just sort this out real quick. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, hold on. I'm just sorting something out real quick. So again, but anyway, so as I mentioned in the previous part, this part will honestly probably be short. The only difference I was gonna do was, and this isn't even starting, this is starting from this, I believe. So yeah, I believe I went here and then my first save was here. So what I can do is I can just, okay, I already fucked up. Let's see again. I'm gonna pick all the Monaco ones as per usual. But yeah, so and then again, so what's gonna happen? Secretive, is that okay? That's your, I should recognize that. Is infallible Monica? Yeah, like some of these actually are really hard. There's nobody Monica. It is. Transcend or deletes a Monica one. Alone's a Monica. I believe Pixel is, it is. So let's see. Is Hope one? Or I think Informed is, it is. Null is one. Artificial is one. So are any of these one? I actually have no idea. So I'm not, I don't think any of these are. Yeah, because Intellectual's a Yuri, so Trapped is a Monica. Alive is a Monica. Say Motive is a Monica. I think Lost is, it is. So then I'm not sure if Rift is, it is. All right, so and then Virtual. So then let's skip past all this. And again, all we're doing is making the different choices. Shoot, was it actually supposed to be this early? Hold on, wait a second. And did I kind of fuck up here? Because I believe this was just because yeah, we did shoot, where were we, right? We started here. I may have actually fucked up here. Was this, is this the very first poem? Let me just be safe and start from the beginning, right? Yeah, but again, so basically I'm going to go through the other choices on this one again, mainly just to cover ground, right? I don't actually think anything will be different. If anything was going to be different, it would be the previous one. So, and yeah, this is just immediately starting off after custom starts. So, and we'll only be going through this once. So, but yeah, besides that, what I'll be doing is because I anticipate this will only take probably like 10, 15 minutes. I'll basically be going over my thoughts on the game that I mentioned in the previous one. And again, because we said yes in the last one, my thoughts on the game, right? And then my plans for the future. That'll honestly probably take up most of the time, right? Because obviously I'm ending this game here, right? I'm not going to continue it past Thanksgiving break. That was never the plan. Granted, like it was in honestly, initially it wasn't even the plan. And again, we're going with Maka. Initially, it wasn't even the plan to play this during Thanksgiving break. I initially planned on playing through Encore, but then I got the idea, okay, I can probably play through this during what's it called, during Thanksgiving break, right? And then yes or no versus what? Again, listening to it, we can go with no. That's fine. I'm sure you're probably waiting for when it's done, right? Okay, why did this just get bright all of a sudden? This, okay, yeah, the red's the same, but the screen just got really bright all of a sudden. Anyway, but again, it's and then again, let's go. Let's see. It's a terrible idea. I should grab a novel instead. Nobody wants to read a manga. Okay, good thing we grabbed the novel. But again, this doesn't matter. Melancholy, sure. But yeah, that's, and there will be points there to where it's different, right? Or I guess maybe not. I don't know. But again, it's, and yeah, so we need to do this, right? So let's just do system. Again, I think it's informed as one, reality is one. Let's see. And again, right, I guess I think lost is one too. It is. So adapt. Discord, I know, is one. That's an easy one. This one, I guess, I think perception is. Yeah, it is. Cage, I believe, is one. Or no, it may have been Rift. That may have, I believe Empty is one. Or that was shoot. I think it was that one. Is Atone Virtual is one. Let's see, Stuck and Void, I believe, are both one, right? Null is one. I believe Escape is one. It is Eternity, I don't. Damn, yeah, like this is really hard, right? Because I believe this is a Yuri one. I think Dream, no. Alive and Fake are both one. Aware is one. Files is one. And I guess Crossover, I believe, is one. It is, right? Motive is one. And then Epiphany is one. And again, so I just wanted to make sure, right? So, and again, so yeah, we actually did go past the day. So yeah, funny enough. But yeah, again, looking at it, right? So as I was saying, right? So I'll just skip through this, right? Cover all the ground. Don't think anything will be different. If anything was different, it'll be in the previous one. Go over my thoughts. And this is what I was talking about. I would never intended on replaying this through Thanksgiving break. My original intention was to play an encore. But then again, because that was what I said in the video at the end of summer. That's what I said I'll do. But as I was thinking about through the year or through fall before this, I was thinking like, okay, what I could actually do is I could actually play this, or I could wrap up True Out. Because again, by that point I knew there's a lot more I could wrap that up Thanksgiving break, because I wouldn't do it at any point after that if I were to, and then do Encore and other mods during winter break. So yeah, which again makes sense. But yeah, again, I won't push this past Thanksgiving break because I have more mods I want to play during winter break. But I was definitely glad again that I came back to this, right? And that even though, right, we didn't get everything, far from it, right? We still have a lot of achievements to get, right? And we have a lot of routes and like paths that we can still go. But I think we got most things story-wise. Granted, again, there is some stuff we didn't get, like our original routes, our original playthrough, spending Inauguration Day with Monica. We never did that. I don't think the poems fucking matter. If we went with Monica, right, or if we spent Inauguration Day with Monica, it probably would have been her poem regardless. But that we haven't done. And then this last one we're doing free from the influence, or like the taintedness from the previous saves. So those are really the only two that I believe that would be different that we didn't cover. But again, for those, it's not possible at this point, right? So with the taintedness, pretty much, but we did pretty much everything that we could, even with the taintedness, right? We got that route to begin with, and we did pretty much every possible combination from it. So using custom start again and again, because we already got the ideal process and outcome for both Yuri and Nazi's round. We got the achievement to prove that, even though there was more stuff in their route, right? Plenty of more stuff. I just didn't really figure that there was a point, right? Because again, right, they would either all be failures, or if they're not all failures, right, then what would happen is again, right, it would just impact what we're actually trying to do. Because again, I'd use those as control groups pretty much to explore pretty much all the R options regarding Sigori and Maka, because those are the ones that are the most interesting. So yeah, again, seeing like this, right, as we skip past it, or that those not necessarily the most interesting. I mean, to be fair, they are, but it's the most related to like, or the most has the most like relation to the story. So yeah, it's something to where it's like, yeah, it makes sense, right? So Captive, okay, that was a wrong one. Yeah, shoot, like some of these get hard, right? I think, yeah, like this shit's hard. Like if there's not an obvious one, right, it's pretty hard to pick. So like something like this, or no, I believe Stuck is one, Aware is one, Null is one, right? Let's see, Fake is one. I believe Dream is one. No, it's not. All right, so I believe World is one. It is. Rift is one. Deletes one. Again, actually kind of good at these at the end. Error is one. Discord's one. Let's see, this one I believe this disoriented may be a Yuri one though. There's, or I think analysis. Okay, no, it wasn't. It may have been void. Grayscale's a Maka one, but again, right? So shoot, I don't even remember what I was talking about. Being entirely honest. But yeah, I guess besides that, I don't think there's going to be any difference. Again, I just wanted to cover all the grounds just to ensure, right? But again, oh yeah, we're just talking about the plan, right? I'm definitely, because again, like I wanted to see the story of it, not really like the what would you call it? Just the alternative scenes, the alternative choices, the alternative scenes, right? If it's the same outcome for Yuri Natsuki's route, right? Where either we save him or we don't. The rest of the scenes don't really matter in that retrospect. Even though, like, we not only do we know that they don't matter, but that they're all worse because we got the ideal process outcome. So if anything, I'd rather use those as control groups to again try to explore the rest of the story, which seems to all be present in Sayori's arc. And again, I never went back to Manaka's arc because again, it's presumably just the pre-mod into the it's just the pre-mod into the mod itself, right? To the Star of Yuri's route, which is barely anything. But it's also something to where it's like what would you call it? Just click Revel. I'm not even doing any saves on this one. But yeah, it's something to where like, I mean, I could and just see what it does because it could delete all the saves. But yeah, and then let's meet at the mall. So that way we can do what we need at homes without waiting for each other. I know how long we need at the mall, so I think it's best if we just make sure we have as much time as possible. Ah, I see. That's your choice. I'm doing it for you. I don't want to run out of time because of me. I can tell you're a pretty busy person, and that's fine. Suppose I'll see you at the mall. Are you okay? Am I okay? What kind of question is that? I'm just asking. You sound upset, that's all. Of course I'm okay. Why wouldn't I be? Mike begins to walk away. And this exact same thing happens. What's it called? This exact same thing happens on the R1 too. So it's like, yeah, like literally the exact same thing happens. So we do this and then again, skip past all of this. But and again, so she doesn't tell us the truth about the paper at this point. So, but again, and yeah, so at the end of the day, right, I think I ended up doing the right thing, right? Again, what I'll do is I'll actually end up doing that. I'll click Monica's and see what's it called, and see if it ends up erasing all our saves. Because to be fair, we are literally running out. But again, I did pretty much, I'm not going to continue regardless. But yeah, it was just those two routes, our original one, if we went with Monica for Inauguration Day prep, and then the last one we just did, or this current one, I guess, without the tainting from the other. Because granted, this one would still have, what's it called? It would still have the, what would you call it? Jesus Christ. What was the term for it? The entity, right? But it wouldn't, it presumably, or at least it shouldn't have the tainting from the other save, right? Because that one, and this one again appears to be very conflicted. So maybe it's something that's actually different, but I guess I don't know. And then yeah, so and then there's this one. So yeah, but again, those are the only two. And yeah, I still think again it makes sense based on, right, there would be alternate scenes for Yuri and Natsuki's arcs, right? But again, not only would they all be worse, but it would all be either lead to pretty much the same outcome, either that or like they die or something and then we fail. But so it all either lead to the same or a worse outcome. So I'd much rather use those as control groups for what would you call it again? Sayori's arc, which is mostly where the story is fleshed out, which is again why I've been going with only really Sayori and Monica in this for these past recordings I've done, because that's where all the story is again. So yeah, that's kind of been the issue with that. Again, it's like, that's the thing. It's like, I mean, yeah, it's pretty much like, and again, this is where Monica interferes. So, and again, let's try and click yes here. So yeah, going to be the fastest click in the West. Yeah, we ended up clicking that. Oh my God. Let's see. But again, yeah, it makes sense, right? Because again, if I really wanted to, I could probably take winter break. Like it would probably take all winter break, but winter break to basically fully flesh out this mod, like all the choices within Yuri Sayori's route, Natsuki's routes, and then go through those last two the last two routes we wanted to do again. It would be our original playthrough, but spending festival or taking inauguration prep with Monica, or it would be this one we're currently on, but again without the influence from the tainting from the previous saves. So yeah, again, it's something to where like this makes sense, right? I'm satisfied again at the end of the day, and I mentioned this at the end of the previous part. I'm satisfied and definitely glad that I went back and played through, because again, we didn't know about the entity prior to this part at all, much less, especially in this last route we're doing right now. The most, again, we start off with the idea one, we ended off with the most interesting, right? With this one, like where we get the most knowledge regarding presumably Ayame, the other guy, and then the entity itself. Be it, well, not only do we learn of the entity, but presumably that Ayame, the other guy, and the entity are all from the previous cycle, or at the very least, we learn that Ayame is from, and that she's likely in Monka's position in the previous cycle, because that was what the term, like, I guess, president was for. And we know that from the journal, right? That describes presumably the events of the previous cycle. So yeah, that's something to where there's that. And then what's it called? And that besides that, again, it's something to where it's like, let's see, it's again, it's something to where it's like what's it called? Yeah, and what was the R thing we learned? Oh yeah, the R, it was, I think it was just the entity itself, right? Or what the portrait of Markov is, or what the entity did to it. We learned, it was pretty much, we learned more about the entity, right? We can just straight up decline the drink, right? Honestly, what I'm gonna do, I think, is what I may do is, because, and also I'm surprised I didn't get this idea earlier, but so here's the thing, right? In this one, we presumably have knowledge of, right now in our current state, because we went this route, we have knowledge of the book, right? And of the entity. So what we can possibly try and do is go back, right, to a point to where we have an interaction with the interaction with Yuri and Natsuki, to where we actually get the book, because I don't think we've ever really gone back to that point, right? And then yeah, that would be like an interaction here. So we can load here, or shoot, or we would need to load before that here. Yeah. Oh.
Sorry.